My Lord the Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, Honorable Judges of this Court, Honorable former Judges of this Court, the learned Attorney General for India, Rahul Kaushik, Vice President, Pragya Baghel, our Secretary, SCBA President Vipin Nair, and Office Bearers of SCBA, senior advocates and other advocates present here. There are some 50-60 students I've called from Amity and also from MIT, because I thought let them also gain some motivation from the journey of a first generation lawyer who's become the Chief Justice of India. When I talked at the farewell of Justice Gawai, I said that we are going to have 2 consecutive Chief Justices who are first generation lawyers. I also said that Justice Gawai's name was first recommended by Justice VP Singh, who hails from Bihar. Incidentally, in the case of Justice Suryakant, also his name was recommended by Justice Binod Rai, who's also from Bihar. So we have the Bihar has the unique distinction of giving to this court, this Supreme Court, 2 first generation lawyers as Chief Justices. So I think this is a huge credit which I can claim being a Bihari myself. Today when we decided on this farewell, this felicitation date, I was a little apprehensive that being a Friday, people normally leave for home early, and I was wondering whether this hall will be as full as I expected to be. And this also speaks volumes of the personality of Justice Suryakant and his love and his affection towards the members of the bar, that today on a Friday we have a full house and we have people standing. Maybe more than 100 people are standing, don't have seats to. So that itself is a testament of his popularity. As far as his judicial work is concerned, I will speak that more on his retirement. Maybe I'll not get this opportunity. Whoever will be in my place will get that opportunity to speak about his retirement. But I have just a couple of cases which I appeared in his court I thought are very, very exceptional, and I'd like to point out that. There was a contempt matter against the Delhi Development Authority and the LG. And it was a clear case of contempt. Trees had been cut without the permission of the Supreme Court, and there was no way but to simply apologize and see whatever punishment would come to these officers. The previous predecessor bench was taking a very firm view, Justice Oak's bench, and he was rightly so, very, very upset with this whole thing, and he wanted to do some very, very strict, strong action. It so happened that ultimately the matter came before Justice Suryakant. And there I told him that yes, there is a contempt, no doubt. We have committed a contempt, and whatever punishment your lordship will ultimately decide, we will obey. But this contempt has been committed in the process of making a super specialty hospital for people in the paramilitary forces and the army, only paramilitary forces, because army already has a super specialty hospital. And this was first hospital being built for the paramilitary forces, and this road widening is important, and because of this road widening not happening now, the hospital is not being made functional. So when I told him this fact about this reason for the contempt, that's where he did a huge balancing act, and he said that yes, it is a contempt, no doubt, but it is a contempt for a particular cause which nobody can deny is a very noble cause. It's a hospital for paramilitary people who get injured in action, and they don't have any special facility for that. And these are all several. We all know that in CRPF, BSF, etc. They all are facing all kinds of Naxalites and other problems, and they have to be given specialized treatment. So that itself completely changed the course of direction of that matter. And instead of sending people to jail, he said you plant some fantastic number of trees, I think in lakhs, he said, to be planted by the DDA as to purge the contempt. So I think this is a very huge way of balancing. Ultimately, what are we doing? We are looking at the environment, and if the environment can be made better by those planting of trees and at the same time ensure that the hospital starts functioning, I think it was a fantastic practical way of looking at it. This felicitation actually started in my first tenure as the president of the bar. Previously, the Supreme Court bar never used to do a felicitation. And I realized that everybody else does a felicitation, but Supreme Court bar doesn't do. So I said, why not start felicitation of the Chief Justices and the judges? And the judges are still waiting. We'll do this immediately after this. There are some new judges who joined. The purpose, of course, is to welcome somebody to our institution and to show that we openly welcome him, to give him full support in the running of the institution and ensuring that it subserves the purpose for which it has been built and for which it is supposed to perform. But also, there is a hidden purpose of telling you what the bar expects from you in your tenure. And that can only be done by doing this felicitation at the start of your tenure, and so that you're given a charter of demand from the bar, and those charter can be looked at during your tenure. We are very fortunate that in the recent past, only 3 Chief Justices have had a tenure as long as yours. 2 of them, unfortunately, were during the pandemic. So really speaking, the institution was working on some kind of a default mode. It was only trying to somehow keep the wheels of justice moving, and not much could be done in terms of looking after the affairs of the institution. And once, of course, 2 years went away without consulting the bar, really speaking, so that also period was lost. So this 1 year and 3 months, sir, we are really looking forward. We hope you have done great work in NALSA for these 6 months. And then this 1 year, 3 months, so this whole period will be of great use to us. Fortunately, we have Justice Vikram Nath here. He will get about 1 year, 3 months as NALSA head. And the work that Justice Suryakant has started for NALSA, I'm sure he will take it forward, he'll take it to a different level. And that's a long tenure, sir, for getting the NALSA head. So I think that also will be utilized and keep the memento going of whatever mediation work that Justice Suryakant has started, and the alternate dispute, and as well as the legal aid, etc., which I think is the real way of ensuring justice for all, ensuring that every justice reaches to the last mile, and every citizen of this country doesn't feel that there is any way stopping him from getting justice. Now, just a quick demand, sir. I'll hand this paper to you after this. So there is a welfare stamp for lawyers, which we have been crying for a very long time. And I have also suggested a small amendment in the Supreme Court rules whereby it can be easily done. Because unfortunately, every high court has a welfare stamp, or rather every bar council has a welfare stamp. But our lawyers are not from any particular bar council. And we don't get the benefit of any bar council. So we are actually sort of not taken care by the overarching organization, which is Bar Council of India, because we have lawyers from all over the country. Some of them get their Bar Council registration transferred, some don't. So there is no way by which even if the Delhi government announces something for the lawyers, many a times people living in Noida don't get it, people living in Gurgaon don't get it. So it's a big challenge for us. And law is one profession where there is no social security, and if people in our profession who unfortunately don't do so well get into any problem, there is no way by which anybody will help them. We have to do something on our own individually, on individual basis. But if there can be an institutional mechanism for raising some money on a regular basis, we can provide a lot of social security for our members. The Supreme Court advocate on record, there is an issue about advocate record moving outside Delhi. So that should be only because the rule says you have to remain in Delhi. So people, and that is creating a problem in the registry also, because people are uploading files from outside and not coming in Delhi to take care of the matters, which is also a big problem. Elevation, sir, I've requested in the Law Day function also, the Honorable Minister also has said that he will try and work on the MOP. And if the MOP can be worked, sir, then definitely this will be a very important step in giving a impetus to the credibility of the collegiate system. And that will really bring in transparency in the system, which is the only allegation against the collegiate system. So that will be a huge thing for the institution. The state-of-the-art chambers, which we have 1.92 acres of land, because our lawyers who come from all over the country, if without chambers, it is impossible for them to establish themselves. And we all know, and we've all gone through that stage, that a chamber, how much importance it makes in your career. So if you get a chamber, even a small one, it will be of great help to the bar, and there is a land which is already allotted for chambers that could be done. The museum, I'm told you all have already taken the decision to remove it, but a suitable place, I'm sure, in the E block can be fine. But the moment the security of this area is removed, every time when we have to come, Mr. Ganguly last time also had a problem, but now of course during any function we don't have a problem. But gate 1 otherwise is not open accessible to the bar, which is not correct, because gate 1 is, there is a representation by about 200 lawyers who have given with photographs how gate 1 gets crowded, because that is a normal gate open for them is used by the metro, by so many other institutions there. So it is like a morning, it's like an ordeal for lawyers getting in here. So gate 1 should be open for the lawyers. The elevation, of course, will be taken care of by the MOP. Otherwise, there will definitely be, I'm sure you will definitely look at our names to be considered for elevation on a regular basis. There are a lot of infrastructure here, like meeting room, etc., which is not available to the bar. That can all be given. Litigants should be given a better facility in this court. So far, they are a little neglected. We don't have a lunch room, sir. I've been raising this since my first tenure. There is no lunch room, for a very small, dingy kind of a lunch room. Our members who have been elevated from the bar will vouch for that. And it's really, we need a good lunch room. Corridors need to be upgraded. Software need to be upgraded, sir, in a very big way. Today also we had a very fruitful discussion today in the afternoon with Justice Suryakant, where the software upgrade, as well as how filing will be improved, how listing will be improved, how morning listing may not be necessary because the matter will automatically get listed immediately. And also this list will be 1 onward, and there will be no morning list which will change the order. So all that we are hoping to get some relief by December of this year, so that by the next year we will have matters called straight away strictly by the list, which used to be the practice in this court. About 10 years back, there used to be no second list. Whatever used to be the list used to operate like that only. The Ayush facility and the CGHS facility, at least for regular practitioners of this court, because we are considered to be, and we've had actually incidents where people have died in this court only because we couldn't get immediate medical access. So that also facilities, which is also a demand which is pending. So I would only stop at that. I'll pass this on, sir, to you for your kind consideration. And I welcome you once again. I assure the full support of the bar for all your initiatives. I know you have a very positive mind for the institution and for the members of the bar, and I offer my full support, sir. Thank you.